Well, you know what? This game does bring up like critical race theory in general, just because like the nature of it, you know?
It's just one of those things where it's like, oh,
like it's literally like they're racist as hell against the Albed.
Are the Albed like kind of like metaphors for gypsies? You think?
Well, gypsies or maybe like Jews.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah. It's funny how it just sucks how words can be so different. Like there are some people who are of Romani descent who consider the term gypsy a slur. And then there are other people who don't
like, what are they
it.
called if they're not gypsies?
Romani.
Romani?
Yeah.
See, this is how ingrained racism is. I didn't even know that that wasn't their real name.
And some people call gypsy. And it's kind of like the same way. It's a little bit of preferences, just with the words you prefer, you know? Like some Native Americans prefer the term Indian, you know what I mean? Or maybe sometimes it's like a relationship thing where it's like, oh, like, if you are one, you can say it. It's just funny as all, you know. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't have a point about this. I'm just observing this as something that exists. And it's kind of interesting.
No, it's true. I mean, honestly, the best thing we could do is just, you know.
I mean, let's be honest. The way I'm gonna put it, I say Indian instead of Native American. The only time I say Native American is if I'm trying to be clear that I'm not referring to people who live in India.
True.
Like, you know, there's a case where like that there can be some confusion. I'll use the term Native American, but I use Indian because
it's better than what the thing they taught us at first. Remember that?
Oh yeah. She just made the racist hand gestures. You've all had the uncle who made that joke. Who's just like, what kind of Indian?
Like, wait, what kind of Indian? And it's just like, ah.
Oh no, they had a joke. They had that joke on that old TV show, Drawn Together. Their house was being haunted. Like, turned out their house was built on an Indian burial ground. And the one woman's revealing it. She's like, the house was built on an Indian burial ground. And the one girl's like, woo-woo Indians are the ones with the red dots.
Exactly.
And she's like, woo-woo.
It's like, don't do that. But it's like we all knew that gesture.
Oh yeah, so
we just never really like confronted it, I suppose.
The point I'm getting at is one of my favorite writers is Indian writer Sherman Alexie, and in his books, he kind of makes it. Oh, maybe I don't know if he's made direct quotes, but from reading a lot of his works, it seems like
definitely died.
You mean Buttface?
Oh right, sorry.
It seems like he's pro saying Indian as opposed to Native American, so I say Indian. It's his writing captivated me.
Okay.
You know, and that's just why I use it. If you prefer I say that around you, I'll say your preferred thing. I don't give a shit. It's just, you know.
You know, it's almost like, that preferred pronoun thing. You know, it's like, which one are you more?
Yeah, I'm more of a Your Highness. Sir.
Like which
It's almost like a thing where you say to someone, how do you want me to behave around you? And then you hear what they say, and you either say, I'm cool with that, or I'd rather not. Those things where it's like, I hate people who like follow things they hate, you know what I mean? I've talked about this before, but it's one of those things where it's like, it seems like there are people who hate
this is so hard.
who hate a product or like a show, like I'm talking about wrestling in particular. There are people.
Okay, I'm just gonna use like buffets as much almost.
It's like there are people who hate one wrestling show, but they still follow it just to talk shit about it. It's like, what are you doing? Why? Like, I think the prime example I'll give is I love AEW wrestling, and, I'm not saying it doesn't happen the other way around, but from where I see fucking stupid WWE stands just saying, shit about how AEW sucks and stuff, and I'm like, then why are you watching it? Leave me alone. I'm like, if you want to know what I think about Raw, or WWE, I don't have an opinion, because I haven't watched the product in forever. I don't watch it. I don't go, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't have an opinion. I don't go out of my way to watch it and hate on it. Now, if it's one of those things where, like, Because AEW is like really revitalized my love of wrestling. Because prior to that, like in the 10 years you knew me, here's my cycle with wrestling. Okay, I would. Let's see. Basically, I wouldn't be into wrestling like at all. Sometimes I'd like to look at the old stuff and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, something would inspire me. Like I'd hear some kind of cool wrestling news, and I'd check out that, and then I'd be like, "Oh, cool! I'm gonna get back into wrestling." So for like a week or two.
You go through that with Yu-Gi-Oh too.
Kind of, yeah. That's true. But for a week or two I'd watch all the wrestling I could, all the promotions, and then all of them would be bad or stupid or whatever, and then I would just lose all interest all over again. You know what I mean? And this would repeat every, like, 2 years or so. It was basically like, you know, I would try to get into it, because I do like it, but I just know what the current product is, you know? And then with AEW...
Well, we were just talking about that the other day, like, with the toxic culture of, like...
Did it?
I did it! That was the first time I've ever done it.
Which was funny, because I pointed that out to Jess. I noticed every time she played, she would just tap, 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 and I'm like, Jess, you got 20 seconds, take your time.
It's true.
And it's like, now look at that. You just gotta try. But yeah, like, AEW makes me actually want to follow wrestling every week again.
It's true, you don't usually.
Exactly.
Like, it's a new, special interest.
Exactly, or renewed, I should say.
Yeah, like
because there's still that
renewed.
history of stuff. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, I'm interested in the history of wrestling and all the wrestlers and stuff. So even though I haven't been watching the current WWE, you know, I'd like to look back and be like, oh, who are these guys? What did they do? Did they have any good matches? It's just one of those things where it's like, you know, it's fun to be able to look back and then pick and choose the high spots, as opposed to watching the journey unfold and slow.
Doesn't it look like you?
Exactly. This is all a trick to try and kill Titus. She's like, I want him dead so much I don't care if Waka's a casualty.
Terrible.
You should have just let Titus go in alone, Waka. Think of the first person who invented the N-word. Like the first time some guy said it, and then like his friends heard, and they were like, "Yeah, I like that. That's what I'm gonna call him too." Like, oh my god, he didn't even realize like what he was gonna do. He has little flappy buttons.
It's like, this is the part of the game where it's like I'm basically just trying to survive for the most part.
Alright, see, that's the thing with this game. You'll have this party that you think is awesome, but then the storyline will suddenly, like, force you to pair two guys you do have as much interest in.
It's true.
So you're like,
They
fuck,
do
I'm
do
walking
that.
Titus. I don't have... I mean, Titus is a sure bet, because he's in every battle at least, right? Or can be? Are there any fights without him?
Yeah.
Where? When do you fight without him?
Like, whenever he's not in my party.
No, I mean like mandatory fights without him. Like not like you could choose to play as him. Like this right here, you know what I mean? You can't play as Lulu or whoever, it's just you two.
There's a part where you play as just Yuna, I think.
Oh, okay, so maybe there's one part. In that case, if you level up, yeah, it's one of those things, you'd feel bad wasting time leveling up Yuna because she's always captured.
No. Leveling up Yuna is key. Like, she's the one that's like the badass near the end.
That's just what makes it suck, because it'd be like, you know, you're giving her all these cool things, and now you can't even use them during all the good boss fights because she's captured during them.
We're gonna start using expensive shit now for no reason, I guess.
If you were to mix up the letters in Waka's name, you could spell out W Kaka.
Yeah.
Or you could just spell Kaka in general, K-A-K-A-W. Kaka.
Kaka.
Kaka and Buttface. We are 30 each.
We could also whack.
Tune in next time for more riveting content, babies. Bye.
Akawa.